Why, hello there, and welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Chat About Death. I am joined on the panel today with Simon. You would have heard him on multiple episodes.
Hello.
And, we've got a lot of content that the wife's been working on. So we're going to talk today about some weird and wacky deaths that have happened around the world. And you're probably thinking, oh, what do you mean by that? Well, stay tuned. There's some really stupid things that have happened. But, hey, it happened. And that's what we're here to do is to, he's here to debunk it. Simon, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Dragged him in by his collar. You will be doing a podcast today.
Come here, little one.
Come on. Yeah. So, weird and wacky deaths around the world. Have you heard of many? Like, have you heard of some things that you think, that's a bit average?
Not really. I mean, not recently.
Well, you're dull and boring. What did I get you in for?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know, you may have seen things on TikTok or YouTube or where the unlikely things have happened, like a guy's been standing on the side of the road and, like near misses. But these are the ones where people get hit by rolling tires that have just come out of nowhere. There was even one the other day that I saw on TikTok. This person didn't pass away, but holy crap! If he did get hit by this, he would be in multiples. What it was a blade, like a huge blade, probably the width, probably your height in diameter, right? So if you think of your height all the way around of this, like a timber blade.
Timber blade?
That cuts all the timber?
Yeah.
And it came loose.
Oh, no.
From the wood place across the road and came flying at this guy's house. And this guy just got out of his car and went like just about inside, and it missed him, no word of a lie, by about 6 inches.
Wow. What would you do? Like, what would you feel? Like, if you were that person, like, you'd be too scared to go outside again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, even just the noise of it going boing.
But that would have to have some sort of, like, a lot of momentum to come across the street.
Oh, yeah. You imagine so many thousand bloody spins per minute or whatever.
Imagine. Oh, mate.
Or the poor guys that have been, pumping up the tires and all of a sudden the tire explodes. People are dying. People are dying from those type of things.
Now that I've been thinking, I do have one that my wood tech teacher told me about back in school.
Yeah, what was his name?
Mr. Tunks, I think.
Mr. Tungst. Yeah.
And
what else was? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a weird guy. He was weird, But he was telling us about this girl that was operating machinery in the woodwork room one time, and she didn't tie her hair up.
Oh, no.
And you know that drill that you pull down that comes down?
Yeah, I'm just getting shivers just thinking about it.
Her hair got caught in the drill bit, and obviously as it's going around, it's pulling tighter and tighter and tighter, and it ripped her scalp off.
Yeah, so she was like getting done by the native Indians, scalping.
It completely scalped her.
Oh, far out. Just the thought of it. I know we work in an industry that we see a lot of stuff, but it still gets me.
Yeah, it still makes you. Oh. It still makes you think, like, what would you have felt? Like, what did you like?
But even for the teacher's point of view, he's failed to see that student had her hair down.
Yep.
I know you might have 30 students, but part of your ritual would be, all right, roll call, you're here. All right, you've got jewelry on. You're going to have to get that off. Your hair has to be tied up or wear a hairnet.
Unless, like she's had her hair tied up.
Yeah.
And then he's turned his back and she's taken it out and gone, screw it. I'm going to work like this.
Yeah. Well, now she's, without hair. Yeah. Oh, far out.
That would hurt. Like, I mean, when you get those little pieces of skin in the corner of your nail and you pull them and they rip all the way up your finger?
Stop it.
You know them? That hurts. Can you imagine your entire scalp?
Wow.
No, I can't imagine it. I can't. No. No. And here I am, Mr. Chris, that has seen a lot of stuff, and just the most littlest things turn me. But anyway, weird and wacky deaths around the world. Let's now dig deep into this. So in 1993, a Canadian lawyer wanted to prove to a visiting law class that the glass of his 24th floor office was unbreakable.
Oh, no. I can see where this is going.
It's just enough to just that that sentence is enough. Like, we don't really need to get into any more of this. But he went,
Oh, no.
To do this, he threw himself out of the glass while it proved that the glass didn't break. What do you reckon would have happened? So the glass didn't break, but what else can happen?
It can crack.
Yeah, apart from that, what would be something else? So if you see this glass to your right here, like I go towards it, it doesn't smash, right? But it's surrounded by a frame.
Yeah.
Can that glass just pop out?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
It can still be intact. It just comes out of its mounts.
Yeah, that's what happened. It popped out of the frame and he fell to his death. So he did prove that glass was unbreakable.
But it was detachable.
That was going to be his next lesson of what? Yeah, lawyer. Why would you talk about glass? That's glass, and that's got. I mean, maybe public liability.
Well, this is going to make you rethink the Eureka Sky Deck in the little glass box that they got. You been on that?
No, I haven't.
You should go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you know what it is? You pay a little bit extra. So when you go into Eureka Sky Deck, you pay a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So you go in this glass box, like everything's glass, even the floor, and you can see the buildings and everything.
So this is the tallest building in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia.
And they will literally elevate you out over the building. It will come off the building, and then they'll dangle you over the building.
Yep.
And the whole lot's glass. Walls, ceiling, floor, what you're standing on. Yeah, the floor, glass.
Are you harnessed in?
No. So there's nothing stopping from malfunctions, and either the glass box falls.
Yeah. Cracks.
Or like you said, the panels come out. There's nothing stopping that.
One day that's not going to work, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know that's no.
I've got to take Kate up in it. But yeah.
Far out. So okay, there's the Rasputin. You would have heard of him, Rasputin. Yep. He was the Russian mystic, and he was poisoned, shot in the head, then shot 3 more times, bludgeoned before being thrown into a frozen river in 1916. When his body was washed ashore, the autopsy showed the cause of death was hypothermia. So he actually didn't die from being poisoned, bludgeoned, shot in the head, shot 3 more times, and then thrown into the river.
Who's the coroner? Was it an apprentice? First day on the job?
Oh, he's a bit cold. It's like,
I don't want to look at him. Let's just call him hypothermia.
Hypothermia, yeah.
I'm doing overtime today. I don't want to do overtime. If we get this one out.
So, yeah, his cause of death was that.
I would actually consider the gunshots to be the cause of
The
death.
cause, especially in the head,
Yeah, because like how do you...
if it's hit correctly.
So then my next question is, so he died of hypothermia, so why shoot him in the head? Just to make sure he's dead?
Well, he was shot in the head before
Yeah.
going into the river.
But I'm just saying it from the coroner's point of view.
Yeah.
If you're going to say it's hypothermia,
Yeah.
explain the gunshots.
Yeah, and the poison that's in his system
Yeah.
that would have shut him down anyway. Are you have you ever had Taco Bell?
Yeah.
You ever had that? You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a lady in Nebraska dies after a 70-foot Taco Bell sign. I'm sorry, people. I'm laughing. On top of the truck cab she was in. Strong winds had caused a pole to break at a welding point, weakening the sign.
Wow.
So
I tell you what, if you
I hope she got her. I hope she got her last burrito. Or,
I mean, if that was me, and I love Taco Bell, if that was me, I'd die happy as hell.
yeah, yeah. Now she's got that edged into her head. The symbol, Taco Bell symbol.
Well, you know what they say, fast food will kill you one day.
Oh God! A homeless man in Texas was struck by a car where the driver was under the influence. His torso was lodged in the windscreen. So I'll take it that's his torso. And at that time, his injuries were severe, though not fatal. Okay, so he was struck by a car. Driver was under the influence. His torso was lodged in the windscreen. The driver drove home with him still lodged in the windscreen and parked in the garage.
Wow.
Visiting him through the night to apologise for hitting him.
He would have to be under the influence of drugs,
Yeah.
not alcohol, because there's no way you can be drunk, do that, and still park your car in a garage. There's no way.
He passed away several hours later. He just probably didn't want to.
So he was still alive when he was stuck in the windshield.
Yeah. He's they were severe, but they weren't fatal at that time.
Wow.
He probably could have lived, but he was a homeless man, so like obviously came out on the road, or he's jumped up onto the curb and gone through that.
Wow. And then he apologised to him.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
And then just left him there and went to bed.
Yeah, but it's nice and warm in the garage, eh?
Yeah, and I gather that it'd be nice and warm with the blood coming out of him.
In California, a pedestrian was killed when while walking on the pavement, a car had blown a tyre, swerved into the pavement and hit a fire hydrant. The hydrant exploded and the force of the water pressure shot the 200-pound hydrant at the pedestrian, killing him instantly.
Wow.
Yeah. So blew a tyre, swerved, hit the hydrant. Hydrant went, and then, the water pressure of that.
Now, no one would be at fault for that because it's...
So what's 200 pounds in kilos? Let's have a look. That's terrible.
Because
isn't it?
surely not, because the driver blew a tyre. It's out of his control, so he can't be charged with murder, though, right?
Well, no, you wouldn't think so. So 90 kilo. 90 kilos, so 200 pounds is 90 kilos. Depending on the water pressure.
Yeah, but you
I know
that water pressure's high, so
I'm
know
just
that's
thinking
going
of what a gurney is or a high pressure hose is downstairs. You get it on your foot, you're going to chop it off.
I mean, it would be the same pressure as a fireman's hose, really.
Oh yeah.
So
you don't want that
and
coming
if you get hit by a fireman hose, that can literally knock you on your feet, man. So like, imagine a 90-kilo object hitting you at that force.
Yeah. Poor guy. He was walking, probably going to get a coffee or something.
But at least he died instantly. Nothing worse than getting hit like that and then still living for the next couple hours or a few minutes where you can actually think about your situation.
This one, I'll get you to read this one. So there it is there.
This one here?
Yeah.
A radio competition in the US to win a Nintendo Wii was the cause of one of their contestants to die from water intoxication.
Yeah.
Wow. To win the Nintendo, they had to drink large quantities of water and not go to the toilet. Now I've heard of people drinking too much water and they drown because your body's like
Yeah.
70%
Yeah,
water or
that's
something like
right,
that.
yeah.
So you can literally overflow your body of water and drown. That's why they say drink what 1 liter or 2 liters of water a day, 1.5.
Yeah.
Right. But I would actually think the cause of death would be a burst bladder.
Yeah, it'd be something like
Because if you've ever had to go for a piss real bad and you've held on for over an hour and you're aching,
yeah,
and you can't walk because you're so big. I thought that was going to be, but yeah, that makes sense. Water intoxication.
But it's for a Nintendo Wii, mate. Like it's.
I mean, you die for your dreams.
Far out.
But my question is, would the host of that contest be charged?
Yeah. Look, imagine their legal system, their legal representation. Crazy. Do you remember the? Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? It might be this one.
Oh, yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. As you guzzling that. Oh yeah, got a bit of bass to it now. Jeez, the old days of the old Wii, eh? Wii, get it? you can't go for a Wii.
But you can get the Nintendo Wii.
You can get
It's not
that.
it's not the Wii we're
Available
talking
now.
about.
No.
But
Wow.
mate, I wanted to know how much water this contestant actually drank.
Yeah. Well, we might have to come back to that one because that would be
Because I'm curious to know.
absolute crap load of
I want
water.
to know how many liters
Yeah.
this person was able to drink and not die earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because that might be a world record.
Try these next two here.
In 2014, a chef in China was preparing dinner when the severed head of the cobra he had killed 20 minutes earlier reanimated and bit him.
Mm.
Wow. That's karma. That's karma.
Cobra. Mm.
But the severed head, how?
Yeah. Well, they say when you remove a chicken's head, then the body just runs around for the next couple of minutes.
But this is 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe. Yeah.
Unless it didn't reanimate and they're lying.
Yeah.
And he's obviously tried to do something with the head and the fangs have come out.
I reckon that's
out of
what's
a
happened.
muscle contraction.
Yeah.
And it's injected him.
Yeah.
Because the venom glands are in the mouth.
Yeah.
So obviously, I reckon he's obviously tried to do something with the head. He's moved some of the muscles.
Oh,
Fangs,
look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fangs come forward,
Oh.
bite his hand.
Yeah.
He's injected
Terrible.
with venom.
What's the next one?
In 2015, a man stuck his head down a rabbit hole while rabbiting in England.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he got his head stuck and died from asphyxiation as there was no one around to help him.
Yeah. So Peter there in the rabbit hole going, why are you in my hole?
Yeah. He's probably thinking,
I was thinking maybe he went down there and it was an anaconda.
or a tarantula or something.
Geez,
imagine
no,
that.
No, thanks.
But
And you have two spiders. You have
I have a Northern Territory bird-eating tarantula, which is like the size of your hand.
Oh yeah.
And I've got a little pygmy rainforest tarantula.
Yeah.
That's now, because she's molted twice.
Yeah.
She's probably about the size of your finger.
Yeah.
But she's getting bigger, so I'm gonna have to take her out of her enclosure soon and
Put her into a bigger one.
put her into a big one.
And you'll probably have to put Birdie into another bigger one.
Probably. I don't think that one's gonna get any bigger though. But I want to
No?
do a bioterrarium.
Yeah.
So, with a nice waterfall and
yeah.
do it up.
Mm.
And knowing my luck, he'll web the whole lot and make it
He
look
will.
like shit.
Yeah. It's like bugger it. So in South Korea, a gamer went to an internet cafe and played Starship for 50 hours straight. When he went to leave, he collapsed from heart failure due to exhaustion. Now, you're a gamer. Could you see yourself sitting in the same spot for 50 hours?
No. But was he playing? My question is, was he playing for 50 hours with breaks in between and the entire time he was there was 50 hours?
Oh, dear.
I don't see anyone sitting behind a computer screen for 50 hours unless you've got some sort of intense motivation to not leave that seat. And that I can kind of see.
It better be a good game.
I can kind of see. Starship, maybe I don't really play that, but, you know, the newer games, Helldivers, yeah, you can see that for 50 hours.
Yeah.
Clearing everything. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But exhaustion, so what, this guy's not drinking? When I'm gaming,
Yeah.
I'm drinking, dude. Every time I die, I take a sip, man.
Yeah.
That's why I don't put alcohol there, because then I'm intoxicated by the end of the night, and I'm going, oh, shit.
1 hour and you're done.
Yeah.
You're under the table.
So I just keep water there, because I have to, because
we don't endorse taking alcohol or
No.
any other
No.
recreational drugs. We're not. Yeah.
No. If you want to drink something, drink water, because if you're going to smash something, smashing water is always a good thing.
That's right. But not for a wee, though.
Yeah, that's kind of
You
good. Put me
don't-
off a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, maybe go half a sip instead of a full sip.
Yeah.
Like, just go a smaller amount. Yeah. Or every couple of times you die, you go in for a drink.
Because the issue is with me is when you die, you have to wait a certain amount of seconds or minutes, depending on what game it is, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm bored. I'm sitting there bored. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Take a drink of something, water,
Yeah.
fizzy drink, whatever,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I do. But 50 hours without any water, that's crazy. That's nuts.
So another one is after ingesting an entire bottle of Viagra,
Oh, here we
so
go.
he could win a sexual stamina contest, a 28-year-old Russian suffered a heart attack after collecting 4,300 on the bet.
Wow. My question is, stamina thing, right?
Yeah.
Is he engaging in sexual activity during this time?
I don't know. Emma did this. We have to mark some of these because we need to dig a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah, I like that one.
So it's like just taking a bottle of Viagra and yeah, I'm tough. But well, he obviously won. Yeah, he obviously won.
Yeah, but it's stamina. So he
but
would
it's
have,
only $4,300. Like,
that's still a lot of money, man.
yeah. Yeah. It's like far out.
I'll take the 4,000.
I know, but
the-
a
the-
full bottle of Viagra.
Yeah, but my question is stamina, right?
Yeah.
Stamina. We're not just saying just take it and walk around with a heart on.
Yeah.
He's talking stamina. So I'm thinking, what, is he engaging in sexual activity with himself or with other people?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to measure stamina.
Yeah. I don't know.
And if that's the case, then he's died doing what he loves. He's won the money. And he's died with a smile on his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess you could say.
And we don't endorse
I
giving
guess you-
yourself a big packet of Viagra and doing that.
I
No.
guess you could say he went out with a bang,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
quite literally.
So in 2013 in Brazil, a man was killed when a cow fell through his roof and he was crushed while he slept.
Well, that's karma.
It'd be pretty moving.
And then I'm assuming the cow died too.
Yeah, well, he didn't say that, but
Straight to the slaughterhouse.
that's it.
And then the family
You're going to be,
family could eat the cow.
yeah, during the wake.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's clever.
Who's going to have? They could put. Where was it? Brazil. Oh, I'm take it they would have lots of spice and all that. They might even have one of those smokers. It's like, that's Maisie. We're just going to put her in there for 48 hours.
Sort of like the food chain. You know,
It's like,
cow kills
yeah,
human,
yeah.
human eats cow. There you go.
Yeah. So all the vegans and vegetarians are saying, "Oh my god!"
Well, I've got a question for all the vegans.
Don't go there. Don't. No. Don't.
I'll save it for next time.
No. The Viagra one was probably as far as we'll go with that. A mayor in Maryland, I take it that would be the US, was checking the town's sewage system when she fell in and drowned in human waste.
Oh.
Now, there was a gentleman, I would think probably about 5 years ago, at our big waste sewage place here, and he slipped and fell in. And but then they had to send a couple of guys in full PPE and that to because obviously there was only enough tubing for normal waste, not a human to go through. So what just thinking about it, what would happen or how would you feel if you were one of those men? Now, you'd have to be paid a crap load of money.
I think they are.
To go into sewage or...
But they're usually kitted up.
Right. But what happens if your suit had a little bit of a, oh, geez, I didn't zip that up properly?
Or you're walking towards the tank and you get caught on the railing?
Yeah.
Rips it?
And then, it takes your oxygen line out.
Oh.
Yeah, so he fell in, couldn't get out.
I'd rather drown in water, man.
It's...
Imagine choking on someone's waist. Oh, yep, that was the T-bone
It's like
snake.
taking one for the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine
That would be pretty much a shit job.
You'd be
wouldn't it?
vomiting and choking at the same time.
Oh, yeah, no. So, look, and it was a big thing. It was a big thing.
What a shit way to go out.
I don't know what. Oh. So the owner of the company who invented the Segway, those little
bike roller things.
Ironically, died when he drove his off a cliff.
What, he couldn't step off it?
Now that's karma.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever ridden one of those,
No, I haven't.
They're stuffed. Like you try to get it.
Yeah,
you try to get your balance and.
Isn't it controlled by balance or something?
Yeah. But normally they have their arms, but you've still got to lean back, lean forward.
Yeah, I've seen people fall off those things. I've never ridden them because I just don't see them to be practical.
So yeah, he drove his off a cliff. But he didn't invent like the parachute to go with it or anything else like that.
Wait, he couldn't step off it though? He couldn't say, I'm going near a cliff, I can step backwards.
Yeah, well, you would,
even if you throw yourself backwards.
Maybe he was intoxicated. Yeah.
Maybe.
And who would ride theirs near a cliff?
Unless you lived out in the countryside, like up in the mountains.
Yeah, probably. In 1923, a well-known jockey won a race at Belmont Park in New York, while dead.
While dead?
So he obviously died while he was riding, and he won the race.
Oh, yeah, he probably
the poor bloke suffered a heart attack mid-race, but his body managed to stay on the saddle, crossing the finish line and claiming victory.
You know what that means? The horse is like, you know what?
Yeah,
no man left behind.
No,
you're gonna win this race. We're not stopping. You're gonna win this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a little bit more than that hay crap that you give me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna have my way with the ladies.
I guess you say he probably has a lot of female jockeys riding him.
That's right. In the 1500s, a man who was recorded to have the longest beard in the world. Okay, so he's got the longest beard, right? How would you think he could die from that? What would be
either he's wrapped it around his neck and he's choked, or he's smothered himself in it.
That's a possibility. Yeah. Anything else?
Maybe smothering himself in it.
Yeah. He died after tripping over his beard as he was running away from a fire.
Now, what would be more funny is if that fire got the end of his beard. Sort of like when you light TNT back in the old days and you had that little fire trail and then bang.
Yeah.
Imagine it burnt all his hair all the way out and just engulfed him in flames.
Yeah.
Now, that would be a good way to go out.
He was running away from a fire. Doesn't say how he tripped over. So it doesn't say how he actually died, but yeah.
I would think he might have got tripped over. Yeah, probably he's hit his head.
Yeah.
He's tripped over, he's hit his head. Obviously, he had a brain hemorrhage. And he's died. But wouldn't that get itchy?
Yes.
That would be itchy. Like
It
when
would
my
be.
beard starts growing, it's
Yeah.
itchy as.
A Greek philosopher died from laughing too much as he was watching a donkey trying to eat figs. Okay. Yeah. He didn't see that was going to get him in the end, so he was laughing too much that he died.
But isn't laughing meant to make you think?
Well-
You heard the saying, laughter is good medicine or something
It
like
is,
that.
yeah.
And it makes
yeah.
you live longer or something because it exercises your
Yeah.
diaphragm.
Yeah. No, he died after. Well, he must have been laughing for a long time. Probably didn't have enough time to take a breath.
Well, I mean, I know when you really laugh and you laugh at ages, you turn red and your stomach
Yeah.
starts hurting.
Yeah.
He must have been in a lot of pain.
Oh, he was trying to win a wee. In a live telecast play in England, the character was scripted to have a heart attack. The actor took this literally and did suffer a heart attack at the same time. The cast thought his performance was so good that they continued on with the performance, not realizing that he actually suffered the heart attack.
That's dedication.
That is like, wow.
That's commitment.
He's getting the best of play award today.
Nothing's better than the real thing.
It's like, come on, Barry.
Time to get up.
Oh, come on, mate. Get out of character now. We're all going down to the pub to get best.
Show's over. You're buying because you won.
Oh. A health fanatic drank almost 4 litres of carrot juice every day. And they thought this was proven to be the cause of his death.
There's really not much detail on that one, is it?
4 litres of carrot juice. I don't know what that would taste like. Carrots are normal; they taste all right, but I don't know if
over a period of how many days, weeks, years, months.
Oh, yeah, that. See, once again, Emma's here giving us all this stuff. In 1912, a tailor who also was an inventor died while testing his newest invention. He had permission to test with a mannequin, though decided to test the invention on himself.
Oh, no.
And it was a parachute suit.
Oh, no.
So he jumped from the first floor of the Eiffel Tower, though the invention failed and he fell to his death.
I would have just tested on the mannequins, man. I would have just tested on the mannequins, brother.
But it takes commitment. That's just like, what? I'm not going to pay the $20 for the mannequin. So
People probably thinking it was a suicide jumper.
Far out.
But he had a parachute. He didn't pull it. Probably wasn't trained.
First floor, I don't think that would be very high.
No, because it takes time. Even if it deployed, it takes time for the parachute to come out.
Yeah.
And for the wind and
That's right.
to catch it. Plus, parachutes itself usually has an emergency backup as well.
He probably didn't have time for that.
So he only had one option. Yeah, he's probably fallen. It's probably hasn't deployed in time because there's no word in there saying it deployed, did it?
No.
So it's probably partially deployed.
Yeah.
And he just didn't have enough fall time.
Oh, far out. In 1814, at a brewery in London, a huge vat which held up to 9,000 barrels of beer burst open and flooded the nearby slums, filling up the basements where whole families were crammed in together.
Wow. That's a quick intoxication.
It's like takes your whole family out.
But you know how they say don't go swimming when you're drinking?
Well, they were.
Yeah. They got drunk.
9,000 barrels. I wonder how big the barrels were. That would have to be huge.
Who's that
Burst
for
and flooded.
Who's that for a taster?
Stay where you are, watching the TV. We'll bring the beer to you.
Or the beer will come to you. And they've obviously got intoxicated, freaking out, trying to swim out of it, and they drown.
In basements. You know that it often look, basements are a good thing if they're tidy and whatever. Like the US has them everywhere. They've got an attic and they've got a basement.
And they're both haunted.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to say, what is it with these places? Is it because it's closest to the center of the world?
I don't know, because Kate was watching Kate and I were watching a YouTuber who's also a gamer
Yeah.
play a paranormal game called Demonologist.
Yeah.
And they went to this haunted house and they were
Yeah.
playing the Ouija board and they asked the Ouija board, "Where are you?" And the
Not
spirit,
the wee wee board.
and the spirit came back and said, "Attic." And I said, "What's with
What?
the attic? You've got this whole house,
Yeah, and then
and you want to go sit up in the attic?"
doesn't make sense, does
No.
it?
No. That's
Bloody
my
hell.
first question
Yeah.
to any sort of spirit or demon. Why the attic? Why the basement?
It's the yeah, when you get this.
That's it.
Yeah. That's after you've had a gutful of beer. The other thing them has put here is about selfies. I didn't read too much about it, but we'll read it anyway. Why not?
Let's do it.
In November 2018, a 35-year-old German tourist was visiting a 1,200 metre high, so that's 4,000 foot cliff called World's End in Sri Lanka. So that's So that's 1.2 k's
Okay.
in the kilometres. Thinking that the breathtaking sight would make the perfect photo, she took out her phone to take a snap of herself and her friend.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, she stumbled off the sheer cliff, much to the horror of everyone else present. Like, if you're going to take a selfie, just make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel? You've really pushed to get up this hill, right? And it'll be the quickest way down, wouldn't it?
It
Like,
would be. Use a selfie stick.
Yeah, well, she didn't. It's like, are you going to take a photo? Oh, my God.
I need to get further away.
It's like, how embarrassing. you can hear it, couldn't you? Oh, my God. I didn't want to come to this place anyway.
Down she goes.
Down she goes. Another selfie accident in October 2018 in India. Oh, it's like Sri Lanka and India tends to be the place. 3 students climbed onto a moss-covered rock at the edge of a lake to take a selfie together. Well, that's probably the first thing that you don't do.
Yeah.
Anything covered in moss,
That's
tread
slippery.
lightly. Yeah.
That's slippery.
And one of them had slipped off. The other 2 jumped to the rescue for their friend, but they all got stuck in silt and drowned.
Wow. Death by nature.
Yeah. It's like, come on, go onto the moss.
Damn, nature,
Here
you're
we
scary.
go. Oh, Mother Earth can do some horrific things. Also, in that same October in 2018, in China Pass, or it could be China Pass, in Mexico.
Mexico.
I'm not very good at my Mexican or Spanish. Is Mexican Spanish? Or is it like, do they speak?
I think so. I think it's, I think they're speaking.
There's probably a couple of Mexican or Spanish people that might be able to correct us on that.
It's
But
sort of like Austria
yeah.
and Germany speak the same language.
So 2 teenage girls were killed while trying to take selfies on a runway.
On a runway, out of all places.
Where was the security at that time? Right? Oh, no, Mexico is probably mob bosses.
Lunch break, tacos.
Yeah, taco. When a plane was in the process of landing, the girls were 17 and 18 years of age and had arrived earlier to attend the races that took place near the airport. The 2 were standing on the tarmac when they didn't notice an oncoming plane attempting to land. The plane's wings struck both of the girls' heads, killing them instantly.
Wow. I thought they would have got sucked into the engines.
Wow.
Because you've heard about people getting sucked into plane engines.
Why? Once again, why? Why would you do that?
Girls love their selfies, man.
Oh my God.
They'll literally die for anything.
A truck driver was mauled to death after he tried to take a selfie with a bear in May of 2018. That was a bad year.
Yeah, but like, what goes through your head to say, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna touch the bear here"?
Yeah. So the incident took place when he stopped to relieve himself. When doing so, the man spotted an injured bear laying on the ground nearby and thought, this would be a perfect opportunity to let's take a selfie. As he approached the bear, the injured creature's fighting instinct kicked in, and he died on the spot.
Now, have you seen bears' claws? They can open you up. He can disembowel you in seconds, man.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, see, that's the first thing you do is you don't go near an injured animal.
No.
Obviously, a cat and dog is a bit different because you can control that.
Yeah.
But something that's bigger than you, that's injured.
I don't know.
Like, did you think he was just gonna be there and go, "Oh yeah,
It's like goodgy goo.
oh yeah, Mr. Human, come over here and help me, patch me up, brother"? No, it didn't happen. Obviously, the bears felt threatened because he's injured.
It's crazy, isn't it?
How would you feel if you were injured and some stranger comes up to you that looks shady? Wouldn't you feel like you want to put your guard up?
Yeah.
So this is what that bear's done.
Yeah.
He's injured. He thought the man was going to come over and finish the job, and he's gone nuts, and he's just taken him out.
Do you remember what was it called? Bear in the Big Blue House?
I think so. It sounds familiar.
So the guy's just relieved himself and he's going, oh, here we are.
Welcome to the Blue House.
As I claw you to death. It's like, yeah. So the Big Blue House, well, back in their day, it would have been in the 2018 in Nature's House. Back to India we go. Once again, 2018. There's nothing on this page that's from any other year apart from that. A 10-month-old baby fell to her death on an escalator at a shopping mall after she slipped from her mother's hold. Once the escalator, the mother lost her balance while taking selfies and dropped her baby.
See, that's the one thing you do is when you're holding a baby, you don't take selfies.
Yeah, you just don't do that. A father accidentally dropped his 4-year-old son off a bridge while taking a selfie. Once again, like stupid things.
Why are you taking selfies when you have children in your arms? Why?
We had, and those that have been in Melbourne, and it actually turns me off, to be honest. I've dealt with a lot of, we have a bridge here called the West Gate, and back when we first came to Melbourne, didn't have all the suicide barriers. It was just that you could stop your car, you could look over and go, that's interesting, but it's a huge way down.
Yeah.
And we used to pretty much any time I was on the van, it'd be maybe once a week that you'd go, and you'd wait until these big ships would come through. And they had like these nets that the boats would come through. Any bodies that were stuck in the silt, because they didn't really have a lot of cameras up there. It was like, anyone could have been in black clothes or a hoodie and jumped in. They've got stuck in the mud as these boats have come through. They've raised to the top, and then they're directed towards these nets. So we would go and scoop up, be a couple of vans there, scoop them up, and then take them into the coroners.
Wow.
All right. So, and Emma's just come up the stairs here, and she'll probably nod because you can't see her. It's like, I don't even know why I'm even announcing that, but anyway. But there was a guy that was having a big blue with his wife, and it does, and Emma just sort of got the shivers. But he was coming from the other side of the bridge, coming towards Melbourne City. And he stopped at the top of the bridge, got his 3-year-old out, and threw her over.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah. She survived, but then I think ended up dying. And he was about to throw the other son over because mum and dad had a bit of a fight. Like,
Why though? Like,
yeah. so there's like, so anything like this, you know, that when you're doing stupid things, things happen. And these poor kids, and every time I go over the Westgate now, so Emma's just pulled up. So this girl, she was thrown from the bridge. This was back in 2009 in front of her two brothers and shock witnesses. He ended up being the dad was taking her to her first day of school.
First day of school.
And in 2011, he was sentenced to only 32 years in prison.
Only 32 years.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would have been put down as though that he had a mental illness.
I hate that.
You know, he was
If people want to get off sentences nowadays, they just plead guilty
and when you see the picture, I'm just showing someone the picture, you go, you're a something.
Yeah, you can see it.
There's something about you that shouldn't even be on this earth. But anyway, that's only my opinion.
He should
That's
have just got
mine.
the death penalty.
But we don't do it here.
No, only America does.
We don't do it here. Yeah.
We just lock you up for the rest of your life and have taxpayers pay for your comfort.
That's it. So wow, isn't that full on? Like we've we've had a good laugh, but towards the end, and I must put it there, I didn't prep that last page, so I didn't read that. So that was very disappointing, Emma. I'm very disappointed in you giving us the baby and the kids ones towards the end. Like our whole demeanor went from ha 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 to that's not good. Yeah. Well, you don't.
Was it just the baby he threw out, or was it the?
So the 10-month-old baby fell on the escalator, and you know excavator. What is this with an escalator? There's something to do with an excavator that we've got to bring up. But an escalator, they've got the sharp points. They've got the.
Well, you hear about people's shoelaces getting sucked in there.
Yeah. Oh, I hate them. I hate those things.
Or people use the brushes on the side to clean their shoes. You seen people do that?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not what it's used for.
No. But there you go. Holy cow. Do you have any other stories? Now that you've heard some of that, any of these other stories ever come up? Have you anything else there?
Not really. I mean, everything's pretty much covered. But 2018 was the worst.
Yeah. What was the go with 2018? Because everything's 2018. There was no apart from that that one that we just did, the Darcy one, the little girl, that was 2009. But everything that you've prepared for this episode was that year.
I know people are going to argue.
And in Sri Lanka or India.
I know people are going to argue that 2020 was the worst year, but that was only because of COVID. But 2018 had a lot of
that. I'm sure if we were to dig a little bit deeper, there's a couple of here that we need to dig a little bit deeper with. You are? Oh, you put 21st century. Yeah. Well, that's probably the downfall. All right. Well, thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
It was a good laugh, but it was sad that these people had to endure what they did.
Yeah,
but
we should have flipped it.
What do you reckon, out of all of those stupid deaths, would have been your funniest one today?
I would probably say the wee one with the water intoxication. That's funny.
He
wanted to win a wee without having a wee.
Yeah.
And he died from intoxication.
I think, one of mine would probably have to be the lawyer.
Oh,
I'm going to show you this window doesn't break. I didn't tell you that.
But it does pop. But it does pop out. Imagine being the witnesses to that.
Look, there is, or even the barrels of beer. Like if you're really into beer, maybe that's the way to go out. But geez, you would have a headache in the next morning, wouldn't you?
Oh, if you survived it, you would. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It'd be the biggest hangover you've ever had.
Ever.
Or
9,000 barrels.
Or your
of
liver
it.
would be shot in one day.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I hope you've all enjoyed that. No doubt we'll have some more weird and wacky things maybe even pick another year. I'm sure there's some really stupid ones out there again. Don't forget our TikTok, Let's Chat About Death podcast. We've got our merchandise as well. You can go to Let's Chat About Death, Shopify, or in our bio of TikTok. Other than that, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.